Gökten pancarası mas gökten pancarası masay pasibi yabana bas tasarachi dünya ma base jano sar hoş tutar ey dosti ki mat no bosan lama kya jar ya vatane tana tana na 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 tana na 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 tana na 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 tana na 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 majan majan magadar re pari magadar re magul khano beryare matan sar tu deryare jano sar hoş tutar ey dosti mat no bosan lama kya hazad ya vatane.
It won't be misleading to say that each cluster of villages in Chitral region has its own mountain and glacier both. In case there was none, the visionary forefathers mastering the art of growing glacial reservoir did it all by themselves. Hamidur Rahman, community leader, says,
मेरे पीछे जो बिंदुगुल ग्लेशियर नज़र आ रहा है उसे
the Bindugol glacier seen behind me was a result of our forefathers' efforts in 1835. They used a combination of fresh dungs, salt and haystack with ice from 3 glaciers. It first burst in 1919, then 1971 and recently in 2010. Since the 80s, its size has been shrinking at a dangerously steady pace. This hanging glacier has almost spread to the doorstep of the Gohkir Valley. Chitral region's Glof project manager Hamid Ahmed says,
Bindugol glacier has a total covered area of about 3 square kilometers. Its depth is about 1 kilometer. It has 4 moraines, 1 is dead and 3 are active. One of the active moraine is visible just behind me. We expect that it has multiple number of basal lakes but no surface lake.
Owing to its hidden lakes and multiple moraines, the glacier has been quietly causing havoc with massive floods. Villager Nazimuddin lost his home as well as water-powered flour mill. With no compensation from the government to rebuild his home, he had to move to a safer location. Nazimuddin sees a bleak future for himself. A massive gush of water swept away Nadir Khan's farmland in Gohkir Valley. Khan says, "My cultivated land used to extend up to this point, but 2010 flooding washed it away. Now I have to buy wheat and vegetables from the market." By far, damages in this Chitral Valley were more colossal and far-reaching. Flood victim Khalilullah says, "A massive surge of water swept away our village's only vehicular bridge. In the absence of this alternate route, people of 3 tehsils get stranded when landslides block the main road." Due to personal experiences and indigenous knowledge, the locals fully understand causes behind such floods. Gohkir Valley's resident Mustafa says, "Due to immense water pressure, the dam bursts and devastates our villages. This is the biggest threat our 500 households face every year." While the mountain communities have their own name for the phenomenon, popular science terms it Glacier Lake Outburst Flood, Glof.
A glof can occur when a lake contained by a glacier dam fails. This can happen due to erosion, a buildup of water pressure, an avalanche of rock or heavy snow, earthquake or volcanic eruption under the ice, or if a large enough portion of a glacier breaks off and massively displaces the waters in a glacial lake at its base.
Realizing vulnerability of the mountain communities, the government, with financial support from the Adaptation Fund and technical expertise of UNDP, initiated in May 2011 reducing risks and vulnerabilities from Glof in northern Pakistan. Gilgit's Bagrot Glacier and its valley became the site for Pakistan's first Glof project. Second pilot site is in the Glof Valley of Chitral, with the glacier perched at 15,130 feet above the sea level. The glacier is unique and surely an integral part of local heritage. Popularly known as the mountain tsunami in the making, Pakistan's 52 glacial lakes pose cumulative threats to Glof owing to the snowballing nature. While the nation had not yet overcome the damages of infamous landslide forming Atabad Lake, climate change has just recently taken the toll on the Pakistan Army troops. A massive avalanche buried alive 139 military men in Siachen Glacier. During its 4-year time frame, the project aims to achieve these outcomes: strengthen institutional capacities to implement policies, plans, and investments that prevent human and material losses from Glof events, improve access of disaster management planners and policymakers to information and research, introduce early warnings and other adaptation measures, replicate and document project experiences. For once, there exists the desired level of synergy within community, government and donors. Khalil Ahmed, National Project Coordinator, says, Federal as well as local governments are all on board. Besides the mountain communities, we also have the support of relevant NGOs and donors to deal with these challenges.
We are working on the early warning system. We are working on the community organizations to help themselves how to deal with when it happens, like melting of glacier happens. And it's also important aspect of it is also the regional cooperation. The glaciers are spread around the Himalayas and Karakoram mountains range, and we are working with UNDP programs and also ISMOT and the government of other countries like Nepal, Bhutan, India, to work together, to learn together.
To cope with the hazards of nature, institutional harmony is only one factor. There remain many a slip between the cup and the lip. The biggest obstacle may become nature itself as the monsoon season sets in, forming multiple lakes in the vulnerable glaciers.
The interventions will contain modern instruments relating to met-related warnings to the community so that they are better prepared in case of Glof disasters. And we will also make structures downstream so that structures like check dams, like retention walls, gabion walls.
Undoubtedly, the mountain communities of both pilot projects have opened their hearts and doors for the Glof teams. The people wish to do everything to preserve their fast melting and shrinking glaciers at any cost. The success of Glof projects not only secures these vulnerable communities, but also carries the promise of its replication elsewhere in the glacial regions of Pakistan. It's not just the North that is going to benefit from the Adaptation Fund initiative, but sweeter fruits would result for Pakistan as well as the entire planet.